Like Jody said, this is Chris Harper. I'm the Assistant Director, Small Business Programs, Northwestern Division. And I'll introduce our division, and then each of the districts will have an opportunity to provide you additional information on what they do and what they're looking for in support from the business community. Here at Northwestern Division, we firmly believe that small business is the heart of the U.S. economy and a vital part of our acquisition strategy. Our 5 districts fully support the national policy of providing small and disadvantaged business the maximum opportunity to participate and contribute to the success of our mission. Next slide, please. So you can see our area of responsibility. From Seattle to St. Louis, Northwestern Division and its 5 districts manage contracting acquisitions for Defense Logistics Agency, Department of Defense, the Air Force, Army, and many other federal agencies in these 14 states, which we have responsibility for. Our district offices are located in Seattle and Walla Walla, Washington, Portland, Oregon, Kansas City, Missouri, and Omaha, Nebraska. Each district has a small business specialist whose job it is to be your first responder and to our small business partners. They work with our acquisition teams to ensure every acquisition is analyzed for potential to be accomplished by the small business, our small business community. You'll hear from each of our district small business specialists after this introduction. We are having some technical problems. There are a couple of people missing. We may have to move around a bit in this presentation, but I expect them to figure this out. They were on yesterday when we were practicing. Back to my script. Today, our mission requirements are expanding, and we are focused on establishing a broad base of capable and successful small businesses to support our mission. Over the last 5 years, we have awarded over half. Jody had said our goal, the government goal is 23%. We have awarded over half of our acquisition dollars to small businesses. In 2020 alone, this has amounted to $1.3 billion. Together, we have been very successful. So what kinds of projects can you expect to see us advertise? All of our districts have a civil works mission. Seattle, Kansas City, and Omaha also have a military programs mission. On this map, the different shades of green represent the borders of our 5 districts for their civil works mission. And the brown lines represent the 3 district areas of responsibility for the military programs mission. Next slide, please. Here are just some of the examples of our civil works mission. And I'll just leave that up for a few seconds. We'll talk more in civil works throughout this brief. Next slide, please. And then here are some of our examples of our military programs mission. These are generally large projects. While we have had many successful small businesses awarded these large construction contracts, there are also many opportunities for small businesses to get involved in subcontracting with the primes. And generally our subcontracting requirements with these large projects are in the area of 30 to 35%. So this may be a $500 million construction project, and the prime is going to be required, and we're going to oversee them to make sure that they're subcontracting to our small business partners. And it's a great place to get started in understanding and working with the core. You have the coverage of the large business, but you start to understand our programs, our policies, and how we expect our contractors to do work. Next slide, please. So on this slide, you can see a breakdown of our categories for civil works, and you can see in general that's the top right. In general, we're in the 50% of our dollars are going to small businesses in those areas. It's a great place to get involved early on. The project sizes range from everything from $200,000 to a few $1,000,000. Um, so let's see. And then the bottom right is some of our awards to small businesses. And to the left are our performance against our total dollars and the breakdown of all the social economic categories as well. Let's see, so past awards have included engineering, design, and construction, and environmental remediation and hazardous waste cleanup, purchasing of supplies and services for our operations, constructions of Veteran Administration and Army healthcare facilities, maintenance of dams, recreational facilities, and upgrades to repairs to levee systems, certainly during the flooding in 2019, the Missouri River, and we're still doing a lot of repairs to those levees. And that's just to name a few of the areas. Based on our past experience with small business, we know we can count on your companies, your employees, and your innovative spirit to not only tackle any challenging projects we have, but that you can develop solutions that exceed our expectations. And that's where we find that working together, we do great things. Next slide, please. So this is Walla Walla's website, and I want to point out a few things on it. Every one of our districts and the division have a website, and our division points to all of the different district websites as well. But this is Walla Walla's, and this is an example of what you would see. It is our intent to maximize small business access to contracting opportunities, and this is where you come in. There are a few things you can do to increase your preparations to do business with us. First, review our division and district websites to become familiar with our mission. The examples here is Walla Walla's small business site. Review the listing of future contract opportunities on the site. You can see that where the arrow is pointing. And this was sent to me a couple of months ago. So we do keep these updated at least quarterly, which is more than enough for most. We're usually projecting out a year and a half. So the quarterly it's pretty accurate. Contact the listed small business specialist up in the right corner to request a one-on-one session to educate them on your company and its capabilities and get your questions answered. Follow our links on the website to obtain training, the bottom right, and register at Beta SAM, where you can review the notifications we post and respond to sources sought, requests for bids, and other announcements. Additional training and even help submitting your proposals and bids can be obtained from your local PTAC. So we appreciate all the help that we get. We understand it's not easy to do business with the government, and I'm sure there's some of you that are on there that I've talked to before when it wasn't all virtual. And what contractors that work with us say is it's not easy to work with us at first. You have to understand our systems and our processes, but the Corps of Engineers, excuse me, is one of the fairest organizations to work with. And if you have some struggles with the contract, we're there to make you successful. We're in this together. Next slide, please. Okay, speaking of sources sought, this is an area we need your help, and we need if you're interested in a contract that you know is coming out, you see a sources sought on Beta SAM, I wanted to say Fed Biz Ops no longer, on Beta SAM, then you need to respond. We use the VA's dynamic small business search engine to query for potential small businesses that could be qualified to accomplish our requirements. But for more complicated requirements, we also use sources sought to help the acquisition team identify specific small businesses that are capable and interested in working with us. It is vital that you respond to these sources sought for our market research to show we have sufficient small business interest from firms we feel are responsible. This market research will determine if we can set this project aside for small business. Last slide, please. Finally, here's a list of our small business specialists at the district. To see a full list of our future opportunities, visit our district websites and speak to one of our small business specialists who are ready and available to answer your questions and provide more information on our future opportunities.